What's up, y'all? So today we are going to have the talk about transparency. Transparency is being able to see what's going on and bringing it to the forefront, bringing it to the light. And with transparency, right, for some, this could put you in a couple of categories for you transparent people, transparency people with transparency vision and transparency tongues. You have the ability, or you're going to gain the ability, the closer that you step to the light, to start being able to communicate in transparency. Now, I was born this way. Nothing has been covered up, or nothing has been hidden, or nothing that I say is wrong as far as how I describe what I see or how I see what I see. But as a kid, a lot of you that let me start here. We all are pretty much psychic children. But when you start going to school and stuff like that, a child, when they're in the house, when they're first born and they're 6 and 7 or whatever, before they can start school, they are very, very psychic to the world. But then, when you go to school, the schools start dumbing you down, putting, I think there's fluoride in your toothpaste, and putting something, to cover up your eyes so you won't be able to see these things. They condition you to learn how to dress things up in several layers, instead of you seeing what you seeing. You see it deep down in the inside, but it's nothing you can say, or it's nothing you can talk about. You become conditioned once you leave the nest to go to school and this and that. They condition you in a silent way. They mute you out in a silent way, which they tried to do to me, but my vision and my tongue was too strong. They couldn't do it, but I learned how to say things a different way, or how to dress them up in different type of layers. And a lot of you are going to be returning back to your transparency, getting your transparency tongue back, getting your transparency eyes back, because you're just now all of a sudden starting to realize that you're free from school, and you're free from these people that conditioned you in that type of manner. Now, I have to tell you, when you have conversations with people, there's going to be a couple of ways you come off. You're going to come off scary, you're going to come off intriguing, and you're going to come off intimidating, because these are the things that people try to hide, and you can look right at them and see what it is. You can see when people out in the garden, you can tell if that's Adam. You can see when people out in the garden, and and they name it botanical, which I had this incident the other night. But you can tell that that's the garden of Adam and Eve. You see what I'm saying? These conversations are the type of conversations that people been running from, because if they don't run from these conversations, then they have to admit that God is real. These are the type of conversations that you have as a transparency child with transparency vision and a transparency tongue, when you say, they found parts of Noah's Ark, and they start I went and bought my wife a brand new bag, and we bought tickets to the game. This is where people divert things, because deep down inside, no matter how people want to deny that God isn't real, He is. And it's just the thought of Him coming back that gives people the trembles, and give people the shakes, that makes them change the conversation. You are so limited to people who you can have these conversations with. Only people that's seeking the truth, or looking for the truth, or want to know are the ones that's interested. The ones that don't want to know the truth or hiding behind what they've done and they're still not doing what they're doing yet, when you have these conversations with these people go to flip the channel. But a lot of you are going to be going back, getting your transparency tongues and transparency eyes and transparency ears back. And this is the time, because in the new world, I've told y'all over and over again, it's now spiritual. We're now on a spiritual plane. We're not on the physical realm anymore. And if anybody thinks that they're on the physical realm anymore, they're walking around sleep. And you really have to know what's going on. Your hind ears really have to be able to stand up for you. It's like in the spiritual realm, how you know, a dog has all these different type of senses beyond a human. Well, in the spiritual realm, it's the same thing, you know, where your transparency is going to be heightened, you know, 10 times, because that's what it takes, you know, to live in this world, you know. But if you scare people off about what you have to say, or what you see, or what you hear, or what you know for a fact to be true in your heart, then you have to go with that, regardless of the delivery. But it's going to scare some people away because they thought that they were hiding something. But they're not hiding anything. We are the people that's in the Bible, but our names have been changed. These people did exist, but everybody in the Bible that's living now in the physical realm, they are these people. They fall under these umbrellas. These stories happen. And that's what we need to get close to, y'all. We need to get back to reality before, you know, the rapture comes. We need to get into Revelation, because that's where we're at right now. We're in Revelation, and to look at things now conditioned, and to look at things that's covered up, isn't doing anything at this point and at this moment but hurting you. You see what you see. You unmask what you unmask, because you have the gift of discernment. And the only reason why you would have the gift of discernment, the only reason why you would be able to see these things, because Father has snatched the veil off of your eyes and let you know it's time to see these things. Whew. I love you.